his wife is probably testing him to see if she's emotionally safe. The safety tests never end. How you react to them and how long they are and how big they are, that's what changes.
Yep.
And we don't want them to feel lonely. We want them to feel like we're on a team. We want to feel like a power couple. Have a day, a time, an event of when you're going to be able to have that conversation. Wait a minute, why is this guy getting up in the morning doing his alpha rise and shine? That's different. She's saying is, I love you, but I'm not in love with this version of you. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the TPM Show. And once again, we are going to be taking your questions, listeners, right here on the TPM Show. And I'm going to do my best job to answer them. And on the casting couch, we have Christopher Hansen here. He'll be taking your questions, and so we can answer them. Thanks for being here, Chris.
Absolutely. I'm keeping my clothes on for this one. Cool. Let's dive in. So, first question is from Luke. He's 37. He's an attorney in Colorado. It says, every argument with my wife feels like a court case. He's an attorney.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She points out every mistake. I end up defending myself, explaining, and it just escalates. How do I stop falling into deer mode every time?
Great question. So for those guys that don't know what deer mode is, DEAR is an acronym we use at TPM. It stands for, the D is for defend, E explain, E excuse, R react, right? And that's what most guys go into. Nice guy. I used to go into that all the time. Then we use another acronym called WOLF, which is wise, open, loving, and fierce. So what do? Well, Luke, first and foremost, you get to recognize the state that you're in. Take some breaths. Now, the most important thing is to practice grounded masculinity. So to be very grounded and confident in who you are. I'm going to guess, well, I don't know what kind of attorney Luke is, so he might not be in a courtroom. But if he's litigating, you need to be in a grounded state. You can't just react to what the other attorneys are doing when you're litigating or what have you. And the same thing is to be at home. Also, realize that most complaints, I'm going to say most, in somebody like Luke's situation, are going to be manufacturer complaints or safety tests, right? His wife is probably testing him to see if she's emotionally safe. Now, why would she do that? Well, she wants to see if Luke can handle her, right? And kind of the idea behind this, guys, is if you can't handle your wife, how the heck is she supposed to be safe? How are you going to handle yourself? How are you going to handle the man down the street or the man at the store or the man that's bugging her? If you can't handle her and she's 120 pounds and Luke's 220 pounds, well, then she can't feel safe with you. She also can't relax into her femininity because if she always is pointing out things you're doing wrong and you're reacting, she knows she has control of your emotions. Let's talk a little bit about that because I think that's where guys get tripped up.
Yep.
So what do I mean by she's not emotionally safe? What she's knowing is if she says something to you and you start defending and excusing or reacting right away, she knows that you're not powerful. You're not a powerful man. She has control. She can manipulate your emotions just by nagging and pointing out like, oh, you didn't do the dishes right. Oh, you didn't take out the trash. And then you go off on one, get all pissed off, kind of like I did, was talking about the oven thing on a previous podcast. Then she knows that she can do that and she can control you. And if she can control you, you're not in control, right? Now, here's this woman, 120 pounds, probably extremely intelligent, right? Our guys that usually join our programs have married very strong, intelligent women. And so if she can control you at 120 pounds, then, she's going to think everybody else can control you. Therefore, she's not safe with you.
Yeah, for sure. And I always look at safety tests as opportunities to move in one of two directions. One is the direction that you want the relationship to move in, which is forward progress and you guys growing together. And there's a ton of things we could list off that exist on that side of the spectrum. And on the other side of the spectrum is just what you described, these patterns that have most likely played out for a long time in the relationship where she feels like she has to be in control. There's a lack of emotional safety, disconnect, right?
Yeah.
And those safety tests are an opportunity for you, again, to move in one of those two directions. And they're compounding, right? So the more that you can move in the direction of being in control of your emotions, creating emotional safety, the safety tests will still come, but they'll start to shift in the way that they come. And they'll start, and as you start to practice them more and more, you'll get better at identifying when they're coming and how to navigate in that space. I think the issue that a lot of guys run into is that they have been going in the other direction for so long, and they expect that for that to change maybe overnight.
Yeah.
Right. And it's you've got 10 years of weight on one side of the scale. I know we use the scale analogy quite a bit. And it takes time and practice to start moving in the direction that you want to move. And the safety tests continue to come, right? It's not something that you do once or twice and then it just goes away, right? It's something that you're going to consistently have to navigate and build upon.
Yeah. The safety tests never end. How you react to them and how long they are and how big they are, that's what changes.
Yep.
You can get to a point, Luke, where, and I'll give you one way that I coach the guys to do it. You get to a point where your wife gives you a safety test and it turns into both of you laughing and dancing in the kitchen and maybe having sex, right? Because you could imagine if she doesn't feel safe, which, Luke, I'm going to guess if you asked your wife if she feels emotionally safe with you, the answer is going to be no. Now, that sucks. It's a gut punch for a guy. But if she doesn't feel safe, imagine what your life's going to be like if she's feeling completely safe, that she can surrender into your arms. That's when she starts looking at you with that love, admiration, respect again. Like she probably looked at you when you first got married, that kind of like the I do look, if you will. You can get that back. Guys get that back all the time. We see it all the time. And so one trick that I use, Chris, when I'm coaching the guys, and I use it myself, is picture your wife like a 5-year-old girl, like a 5-year-old little girl speaking to you. So Luke, if you have kids, this is for you too, buddy. And Chris, you have kids, I have kids. If your daughter's older than 5, but just imagine she was 5 again. If she comes over and complains to you, are you going to start defending yourself and reacting and yelling and screaming?
Yeah, no,
not at all. Right? You're going to laugh and go, "Oh, that's sweet, honey. I got you." And you're going to be very calm and loving, right? The person that's complaining and not feeling safe is your wife's inner child, right? I'm not putting your wife down, Luke. I'm just saying, or anybody's wife. But if you look at the little 5-year-old version of her inside is screaming for safety. And so if you can picture her as a 5-year-old, it takes away that reaction a little bit as you're learning the skills, right? So for me, I would say 90 to 95% of the time I pick up on a safety test and I'm able to turn it into a joke and we have a good time with it. Every once in a while I react, right? I still have that in me. But it's very, very rare. And when I do it, I clean it up and it goes away right away. So as soon as you recognize it, so that's another thing. If you do react, defend and explain, clean it up in a manly way. We teach guys the activation method a number of ways, and we'd be out here all day if I went into all of them. But you do have to clean it up, and that's the important part. That's a little harder, right? It's a little harder to do that, but it's still manly because she knows you reacted. So just call out the obvious.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give one more that I give some guys is if your best friend's wife said the same thing to you or a friend's wife said the same thing to you, how would you react? And so sometimes you have to remove yourself and kind of go into a third person, if you will. Mm-hmm. It takes the sting out of it. Yep. The reason you're reacting is you believe something about you isn't good enough or what she's saying is true. And that's the hardest thing. And so again, I'll give one more thing. Luke, if I told you, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you are. If I walked up to you and go, "Luke, you're purple," you're probably going to laugh at me and go, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" That's because you know you're not purple. Yeah. But if I go, "Luke, I heard you're bad in bed," right? If Luke thinks a part of him thinks he's bad in bed, he's going to react. It's going to sting, right? So again, if someone came up to me, said, "Doug, you're a horrible father," I'd be like, You have no idea who you're talking to, because I think I'm a great dad.
Yeah.
I think that's something I'm really proud of with myself. But if you might say, Doug, you suck at basketball, I'm like, I think I'm decent, or I used to be anyway. But right now, yeah, I probably do. It may sting a little.
Sure.
Because there's parts of me that could believe it. So same thing with the reaction things. And guys get to learn how to get out of that reactionary phase. And those are 3 ways you could do it.
Yep, absolutely. I love the cleaning up part too, right? I mean, I think a marker of a great relationship, or a relationship that is healthy, is it's not a lack of conflict. It's not a lack of those moments happening. It's how quickly and how well you do actually clean those up and come back together.
Yeah, it's exactly it. So many guys miss calling out the elephant in the room, right? Your wife knows when you screw up, just like when she screws up, or a coworker. If you saw a coworker screw up, you know it. And the ones that act like it never happened, you lose a little respect for them, right? You're kind of like, hey. But the ones that raise their hand and go, hey, that was my bad. I got this. I'm gonna go fix this thing. I'm talking about work. You respect them more. You're like, cool, thanks, I appreciate that. At least I do. And as a guy that's owned businesses since my early 20s, and I'm 48 now, those are always the people I want to work with. People that, obviously I don't want anybody to screw up if I can in a business, but people do. It's going to happen. Everybody makes mistakes. And the ones that clean it up and call it out, those are the people I want to ride with.
Yep, 100%. Well, this leads into this next question kind of plays off of the one we just did. This is from Oliver. He's 41 years old, hedge fund manager in New York. He says, my wife shuts down and won't talk for days after a fight. I'm left in silence while she stews. How do I break through the stonewalling without chasing her like a needy teenager? This kind of goes to the cleanup part of this. And what are some ways that guys can, engage without feeling needy in those situations?
Yeah, so there's at least two things I would definitely do in Oliver's situation. Stonewalling used to be my competitive sport, right? In my relationship, you can argue with me, you don't get me. Right? That's basically what stonewalling is. You don't get the privilege of spending time with me. So there's 2 things you can do for you. One is, there's more than that, but the first thing is take charge, right? Take charge and take ownership, and of everything on your side of the street. So let's just say Oliver and his wife are fighting about, give me an example, Chris, come on.
Yeah, they're fighting about Oliver overreacted when his wife was frustrated with the children.
Perfect. Awesome. That's a great one. So what Oliver might go up to her and go, his wife's name's Jen now, okay? So he might go up to his wife, Jen, and go, hey, babe, look, I'd imagine that me overreacting could make it seem like we're not in the same team when you're trying to parent the kids, and that thus dividing us and making you look like the bad guy. I want to let you know I never want that to be the case. I always want us to be on a team. And whenever things happen with our kids, I get very protective. And that's something, that I'm willing to work on and do. And I just wanted to say that I never want you to feel like I'm not on your side and I don't have your back. It's very important to me. I also want to make sure that whenever there's distance between us, we clean it up so we can come back together to be that power couple, but also so the kids can see us together and we can be the amazing family that I know we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so also, I never apologized. I never apologized for what exactly I did. Now, Oliver may choose to do that, but what I did apologize for was how it landed on her. That's what I missed, Chris, early on. How many times have we said, hey, I'm sorry, and then that just doesn't change anything?
Yeah, it loses its weight.
It loses its weight. Yeah. Most of the time, you're still upset and pissed too, so she can tell you that you're not truly sorry, right? Because you overreacted because she was doing something stupid or whatever it may be. But the truth is, for all of us men, is we love our wives, and we don't want them to feel lonely. We want them to feel like we're on a team. We want to feel like a power couple. So that's all I did, was I said, hey, here's what I want. I never want you to feel the opposite, lonely, that I don't have your back, or I'm pitting you against kids. I'm looking like the good dad while pointing you to be the bad mom.
Yeah.
Kids are tough, man. So these things happen all the time. and there's pressure on both sides, but especially the moms these days to do it all perfectly, right? To be Martha Stewart, in the home. And I can't think of I think it's Dr. Becky that a lot of the moms talk about. She's got a huge podcast, and be this mistress in the bedroom. And there's a lot of roles and responsibilities, but men have it too in a different way.
Yep.
So Oliver can start by doing that. Take extreme responsibility and use the hidden motives technique. But also the first thing I said is take leadership. And what I mean by that is, hey, I need to talk to you.
Yep.
Like, we're going to talk. And if she says, no, I'm not ready to talk, or I don't want to talk right now, this is what you do, guys. So if Jen comes to Oliver, I'll be Oliver, goes, I'm not ready to talk. That's fine. Take your time. When can we talk? So close the loop. Have a day, a time, an event of when you're going to be able to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And a lot of men miss that. They go, okay, fine. And they walk away. And now they're an eternal,
Yeah, you're putting it right back on her to eventually come to you and take the leadership. Or, it's just the loop is open.
The loop is open, and she now has to be in her masculine. She has to decide. And she may feel like coming to you is like coming to you with her tail between her legs.
Yep.
And she's not, most strong women don't want to have that feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas if you create the scene, you clean up your side of the street, most often, and don't expect this, but most often she'll clean up her side of the street, and then you guys can come together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Cool. This kind of rolls into this as well. So Ben, this is from Ben. He's 46. He works in the tech space in San Francisco. So Ben, the tech bro.
I want to buy you a gift. Look, if your marriage is struggling, and let's be real, every marriage struggles at some point, but if yours is struggling where you've lost that love, admiration, respect, I want to help you. I want to buy you a copy of the book that I wrote, A Man's Guide on How to Save Your Marriage Without Talking About It. In here, I've distilled over 8 years of programs that we've developed at TPM to help men just like you save their marriages without talking about it. There's no fluff, no BS. It's an action plan that you can start using today to actually save your marriage and bring that love and respect back into your family, back into your house. You deserve it. Look, all I ask is you pay the postage, you pay the shipping, I'll buy the book for you. That way you can take massive action today. Click the link or find it in the bio and get your copy now.
She tells me that she needs space to find herself. I want to be supportive, but it feels like code for I'm done with you. Do you give her space or fight for the marriage?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is code for I'm done most of the time, but not I'm completely done.
Right.
Right. If Ben doesn't step up, become activated as we talk about it. So activated, let me just clear that up a little bit. Most men wander through in this nice guy kind of zombie land where there's hope. Things are okay. And they're hoping it'll get better, but they're not really pushing it. And we have other guys we call activated who are actively going after things. They're learning new skills. We've all know who these guys are, right? And they're growing in their business. They're growing in their health. They're constantly working on themselves. And so Ben gets to be that, right? I'm sure he's doing well in tech. I hope he is. So what I would do in this situation, every situation is going to be different, is I would define what space looks like.
Yep.
Right? What exactly is she going to be doing to find herself? And how can I still stay engaged with her? Right?
Yep.
So it could even look like something like this. Hey, babe, I love you're going to work on yourself. That's absolutely awesome. I totally support that. What does space look like to you? You know, and then she's going to talk about it. Maybe she says, well, I need to get my own place. I need to do this. Okay, so what does getting your own place do? Right? This is her sales objection handling questions. And it may turn out that she's just like, well, I want to be able to have time by myself so I can really focus on my healing. Awesome. What do you think about if we do this? Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights, they're totally yours. You know, you're the room, everything. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, we can connect, have dinner. We'll see how Saturdays and Sundays go and do something like that. Is that something that would work for you? And she's like, yeah, I think I could do that. I go, great. That's what we'll do. I'll tell you what, it's Sunday now. Monday will be yours. I have some stuff I want to do anyway. And then Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Does that work for you? 5 o'clock, I'm going to take you out to dinner. And I'd love to know more about what you're working on. So I'll be here at 5 o'clock. Just wear something casual and relaxed. And otherwise, I'm always here for you. If you ever want to talk or anything, just reach out. But I'm going to give you some space to do what you're going to do. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. In that stage, I keep saying I'm curious about her. So I'm going to get curiosity. So she's sensing desire. I'm also leading. And I already said, hey, we're doing a date on Tuesday, 5 o'clock. This is what I want you to wear. It's a suggestion. And so there's going to be interest, and I'm going to guess he's not doing that.
Yeah.
So she's going to be like, what the F is going on?
Yeah.
And if he starts working on himself, so if she's still in the house, she's going to know that, wait a minute, why is this guy getting up in the morning doing his alpha rise and shine? That's different. Whoa, he's got stuff to do on Monday. And if he leaves the house and, goes and reads a book, or he's sitting on the couch, or he's watching training videos or something to better himself, like she sees him bettering and investing in himself and or doing something really fun, she's going to notice that stuff too.
Yep.
And that's going to raise his sexual market value.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I read that as, I'm done with you. It's a call to action.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's the way that I see that. I always look at it, and when I talk to guys, like if your wife is expressing these things to you, they're opportunities. There's just calls to action. This isn't the end of the road for your relationship. This is her saying that, hey, something needs to change. Like, I can't move forward in this relationship the way that it is currently. And those are shots across the bow. Those are...
Yeah, man. I'm done with this version of you.
Yep.
I'm done with this version of you. Is what, guys. I'm not like we did one earlier where it's we hear this all the time, where a wife says, "I love you, but I'm not in love. I'm not in love with you." She's saying is, "I love you, but I'm not in love with this version of you." And the reason she still loves you is because she fell in love with an old version of you, and with the man she was hoping you would become.
Yep.
And the truth is, Chris, man, that's the same man guys want to become. Mm-hmm. They just don't know how, or they're scared.
Yep.
And they're scared to you have 1 foot on the dock, 1 foot on the boat, and the boat starts to leave. And dude, I don't know about you, man, but I'm not that flexible. You got to pick. You got to get off that ledge. Or you're going to be in the water.
Yeah, and it's an interesting gap that guys find themselves in. It's so funny. I was thinking about this earlier today. So a lot of times, the thing that keeps somebody from taking that jump onto the boat, I'll get guys say that it's just not the right time. I talked to a guy the other day who wanted to take some space after our call, go have a conversation with his wife. His wife was in full support of him coming and working with us, right? Which is not always the case, but I mean, she was like, "No, my wife thought this was great. She's listened to your podcast. She's gone through all the material with me." He was like, "But the timing is just not right for me. I'm going to go try X, Y, and Z or do whatever." He was completely talking himself out of moving forward and taking these next steps. And I hear that all the time from guys that are in that space. But then when I talk to the guys that have gone through our programs or started their path of self-development, gone to an alpha reset, whatever it is, universally the thing that they say is that I wish I would have done this sooner.
100%.
So it's like that gap that exists for somebody. It's, I don't necessarily know the answer for, I think it's different for all guys. I always look at it for myself as just belief, right? My belief in what I'm capable of or what I'm worthy of or whatever it may be. But it manifests out in all of these different stories that guys will tell themselves around why now isn't the time. Or if I do these things that I've already tried before, then they'll work again. They'll work this time when they didn't in the past or whatever it may be.
You know what that is? That's fear. Yeah. They're afraid. And a lot of guys are afraid of one of two things in my experience with this one, Chris. One is they're afraid they'll fail or they won't finish. And two is they're afraid that this has worked for so many men. If it doesn't work for me, then what does that mean about me?
Yeah.
That is actually one of our biggest problems in getting guys to enroll is our program has been so successful for men that guys are like, oh crap, this has worked for thousands of men. And if it doesn't work for me, what does that say about me? The truth is, if you just jump in, and you're 100% right. If you asked any guy that's been to, say, an alpha reset, any guy, and I do mean any, all of them will say, I wish I would have done this sooner.
Yep.
It is a universal 100% thing. They'll also say it was one of, if not the most transformational experience they've ever done.
Yep.
And yet guys sit on the fence. Like this last Alpha Reset. This happens every time. Guys, they pay, right? It costs money to go. There's no surprise about that, right? And he's like looking for every excuse not to show up. And he admitted it. He's like, I was just scared. I was scared. And I get it. It's change can be scary. We're pre-wired to stay the same.
Yep.
And so, but I believe wholeheartedly that we're also not designed to be average.
For sure. And I think one of the biggest things that stand in men's way is actually admitting that they're scared.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, some of the most transformational moments of my life have been moments where I have just submitted to the idea that I am actually scared. As a man, I feel like I'm not supposed to be.
Yep.
But I am. And then once I own that piece, the stories that lived above that just dissipate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So in this instance, I would imagine, and I've experienced this, that a story may be that, yeah, this has worked for these thousands of other men, and I'm scared that it may not work for me. But the story that gets spun is that, well, I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
My problem can't be the same problem that all of these other men have experienced, or I would have already solved it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, there's not that many problems in the world.
Well, that's it. So I heard this a lot of times at the Alpha Reset. This last one we did, a chance to talk to some of the guys. And two of the men told me that in buying and reading my book that I wrote, they're like, oh, crap. Other people are going through this? Right? And that alone gave them a little hope. Like, oh, I'm not like a unique, you know? I told these guys, Chris, I feel so bad now. I go, yeah, you guys all think you're snowflakes. I wasn't talking about being weak. I was talking about individual.
No,
I told somebody else. They're like, you told all the guys they're weak? I go, no. Individuals. Like everybody's unique.
Yep.
And we are more alike than people think. And that's why we're able to codify the activation method.
People get it twisted, and they think that what makes them unique are the problems they experience, not the person that they are.
Yeah.
They're absolutely unique people.
Yep.
There's no question. Every single person has their own unique flavor and the true sense of who they are. They believe that the problems that they experience are the things that make them like the special little flower. And at the end of the day, we all experience the same problems, and there's solutions to them.
There are solutions to them, and you do deserve more than average. You know, even if you're not religious, if you are religious, you're not religious, it doesn't matter. You're not here just to go through the motions. You're here to thrive, live the best life you possibly can. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. I mean, I'm very open that my marriage isn't perfect. Is it good? Is it a 9 out of 10 almost all the time, if not a 10 out of 10? Yes. Yeah. Right? Does it drop? And it doesn't go down to a 5 or a 6 like it used to. I mean, shoot, man. Mine was at a 1 for a while.
Yep.
So, but that was a long time ago, and it can sustain and stay there. And then it allows you to focus on other things. Like right now, I'm on a mission to get a book in the hands of as many men as possible.
Yeah.
You know, we've given away a ton of those books for free. This last Alpha Reset, I was like, dude, guys, just get these books in hands. Here's a box. And people don't realize that I have to buy the books from Amazon and then ship them out to people.
Yeah.
Which sounds kind of weird, but Amazon's a big printer, right? Yep. So we buy them. We just have to we buy 1,000 of them, and you know, at a time, and then we have to then turn around and mail them and literally put the envelope on, put it in the thing, sticker on.
Yep.
I'm sure if we get big, there'll be a better system around. But right now, we're doing it. And so we're doing it because we're on a mission to help guys. Yeah. Because there is a system to allow you to get your family back and have that relationship that you deserve to have.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we've given away hundreds of books at this point, if not thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. And I love the push to just do more.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling one's brewing.
Yep. For sure.
Awesome, brother. I love these questions. Thanks so much for grabbing them and for coming here and reading them.
Of course.
Appreciate it. And the dialogue is awesome too.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah. Guys, keep those questions coming. I absolutely love them. It's fun. I don't know any of the questions coming into this, so it's fun for me. Keeps it exciting. And if they're questions you guys have, then I'm assuming that they're actually helping you. So if you have questions, there's two ways to get them to us. You can email to vip@thepowerfulman.com. That's very important person at thepowerfulman.com. If you heard the last one, we figured out that P phonetic sound is Papa, by the way. We had to look that one up. But vip@thepowerfulman.com, send your questions in. Also, you can do it on the app. So we do have our own app for people who are involved in the movement. If you're in the app, you can just go to the general channel and you can just post there. I do my best to get to as many questions as I can, guys. I know Chris showed up with many, many more today, and we're going to try to get through as many as we can. We'll keep at it. So please be patient. We do get a lot, but either way, make it a great day. And remember, you deserve more than average. See you next time on TPM Show.